guys, I just watched the pilot episode of the new Paramount and Plus exclusive miniseries Halo. This series is going to be loosely based on the Xbox gaming franchise Halo, and as a long-time fan of this series, it really got me excited. When they announced this in sort of, what was it now? I think it was late 2020, 2021, they sort of announced it. They also said that the producers had never even played these games, and they were making a show with a budget of 90 million. It really scared me in a way, but it also got me really excited because there's only going to be 9 episodes. So if you think about it, that's about 10 million per episode. And watching the first pilot episode, I could tell the production value was very high. However, there were some things that also worried me, but I'll get to that later. The positives of this show so far, I'd probably say, was the cast actually. There's a German actor who actually plays Master Chief. It's not the one from the video games. I was quite surprised with that. I think his name was Pablo Tel Schreiber. His name, it doesn't ring any bells, but I'm sure he's one to look out for. His voice kind of sounds like Master Chief's in a way, but I didn't really recognise him when I heard it, as I said. It's an actor that I've never heard before. But I really enjoyed his portrayal of Master Chief, and then they decided to do something a little bit weird with the character. Well, I'll get onto that later, but overall, I thought he did really well in the suit. He looked awesome. The CGI in this was awesome. You could tell, as I mentioned before, that it had a high production value, and it's actually R-rated. And if you've played the games, like, they're rated 16, but, like, there were people getting their legs blown off and stuff, and, like, children as well, like, proper deep stuff. It was crazy, and that was, like, the opening scene, so it really grips the viewer in a way. And I thought the director did a really good job. His name was Otto Bathurst, and the locations, as I mentioned before, they were really good, and the cinematography that he used was really well. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest with you. He used a lot of different camera angles. There was a scene where Master Chief has to decide between killing an elite and saving a girl, and the camera sort of like angles on his hood on, you know, obviously the screen the player would normally see, and they kind of included that in a way, and it looked really cool seeing it from Master Chief's perspective because that's what we're so used to seeing. And as a player, that really made me happy. And obviously, as I said, this is R-rated, so it might not be for many of the players, but I thought I really enjoyed it. There was a lot to like, and there was a lot to take from it, and the runtime of the episode was around 54 minutes to 1 hour. So it kept the viewer really entertained, but there were some negatives, to be honest with you, because, as I mentioned before, the producers actually never played these games, and for the life of me, I can tell. Like, I'm not too sure who this show is actually for, because from a fan's perspective, they've changed the whole story, because the UNNC in the games are like these heroes, and in the show, there's a scene that I was on about before, the opening scene with the humans. They don't believe anything about the Covenant or any of the other alien species that Master Chief and his fellow Spartans are trying to destroy and sort of take out before anyone can get hurt. And they're portrayed as these like villains who lie, and they actually think the Covenant are like sort of contraband in a way, and sort of like propaganda to like warn people like you're not allowed to see them, you should be wary of them. Like they don't. Sometimes the character said that he didn't even believe that they existed, and then when Master Chief saves everyone, they kind of thought, oh wow, these people are actually real. These Covenants and the Spartans, they're actually real people. It's not just warnings to not go off world, because there's like different variations of society in the show that they bring into, and it kind of it leads like the real life aspect of the world we live in now into the TV show, and I thought that was really good. But there's one thing that they did. This man right here never takes his helmet off in the game series. There's a scene where he's with this girl and he gets ordered to kill her on his visor, so he takes off his helmet and shows his face. That was really against the law of the games because he's never done that before, and quite frankly, I disagreed with it, to be honest with you. And overall, the story, it's not set in the game universe, and it really annoyed me. It felt like we've seen this before, actually. But this is just the first episode in a way, and the CGI was good, Master Chief was good, the action was amazing. and they really used the R rating in a way. However, they didn't show Cortana in the first episode, which I thought was a bit weird. But from the trailer, I can say that they've changed her look, and I don't understand why. But with the R rating, they could keep her look, but you know, it is what it is. There's positives and there's negatives. Overall, I'd probably give this episode maybe like a 7.5 out of 10 if I'm honest with you guys. It was really good, but there's a lot to be improved. What did you guys think of the first Halo episode? And don't forget to come back next week where I'll talk about the second episode. I think I might do this as a weekly series if I'm enjoying it, and which obviously I am. I hope you guys are. So let us know down below, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!